Hello, Bon Jovi, Bonjela, gum ointment and all that jazz. How are you? Are you well? Good to see you for another homebrew weekender. Today you join me as usual in the Conserv-A-Tree of Glee, and I thought what we'd do today is I'd take you for a little bit of a tour around the Conserv-A-Tree of Glee so you can see what happens and where we do things and stuff. So let's go for a little walk. Hello, how are you? It's a bit dark, isn't it? That's better, isn't it? Right, so behind me there is the garden, obviously, that goes without saying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the camera around and then we'll have a little chat afterwards, alright? So I'll be back in a minute, hang on, let's just switch this off for a second. So here we are then, aside from this washing basket of course. Let's put that down there out of the way. This is my tripod. Now when I do my recordings and things, I'll put this camera on the top of there obviously, and I usually either sit at that end or I'll sit down here where the washing is, and there's the garden of course, little fish pondy out there. Up there is where I usually stick the cameras, as I did at the beginning of this video. I put the camera up there because it's nice to sort of face level, you know. And over here in the corner is my little games corner. This is my daughter's piano where she likes to tinkle with the ivories. Over here I've got my little PlayStation Centre and a Wii, because, alright, it's a little bit old, but then so am I, you know what I mean? But the je ne sais quoi of everything is this. This is my corner, this is my computer chair, and of course down the bottom there is my PC, and my two monitors there where I do the broadcasting from. So yeah, and we have some beers and stuff, and we chat about all things music and beer related. In there's a load of bloody videos and DVDs and things, and I've got some books up here and stuff. Stephen Fry, Danny Wallace, Simon Koenig. This one's a good book. Nile Rodgers. As you know, I'm a little bit of a disco freak, so Kevin Smith. That's about the director Kevin Smith and all of these films and stuff. Red Dwarf, Paul O'Grady even. I've got all sorts of tastes. Pete and Dud there, you know, there's more Red Dwarf. I've got lots of Peter Kay, more Red Dwarf there. James Corden book, that's the wife's, that ain't my one. So there you go. And down here I've got my little box of goodies. So if we open this up, let's see if I can. As you can see, I've got some beer in there. Over here, let's get all this stuff out of the way. I've got some Copperberg. Now my daughter loves Copperberg, so that's not mine. But what is mine is this other box here with all of the Brewdog goodies in. And that's what we're going to do a review of next. Hope you enjoyed that little detour there. Just thought we'd do a little bit of a show around. You can see there's clothes and things. Lorraine likes to use this area to dry out the washing and all that sort of stuff, you know. We used to have a tumble dryer, but the thing blew up and we couldn't be bothered to buy a new one, to be honest. Anyway, you'll have to take us as you find us, boys and girls, which reminds me, I need a haircut. Look at me. I'm a bloody mess, ain't I, eh? I do wish you'd tell me about these things. No, I don't. I don't really give a shit. Anyway, you alright? Good to see you. Welcome to this, whatever number it is, on the homebrew videos. It's a salt beer review, homebrew video, but it's a little bit extra because obviously I showed you around the Conserv-A-Tree. Yeah, oh yes, it's a Conserv-A-Tree, because there's a tree outside and we're conserving it. Anything to make this video last. What else has been going on? I had a little, there's a little video up on the Facebook group of me sampling the Falconer's Flight that I made before Christmas, for those who aren't on the Facebook group. It's a decent enough beer, however it's a little bit too bitter for me, and I probably wouldn't use as many hops in the bittering stage. But the rest of it's pretty decent. It's full of the 5 C's, Cascade, Centennial, whatever the other C's are, can't think off the top of my head. Columbus probably, and so the 5Cs, it's full of that, and it's alright, you know, it's decent enough beer. I've got a shed of beer now though. Maybe I'll take you out into the shed at some point and show you all of the crates I've got. Maybe I'll leave that for another homebrew weekender. But yeah, there's enough beer out there to quench the thirst of the most thirsty brewer. So I don't need to make any more beer for a while, which kind of makes these homebrew Wednesdays a little bit pointless, fellas, because I'm not brewing. But if you want to send me some beers, I'll happily drink them for you and I'll give you a review. And no, I'm not on the ponce, alright, so don't start, I'm whatever. I've got a Brewdog glass here. Thought I'd point out the obvious. The reason I've got a Brewdog glass is because I've got a Brewdog beer here. It's the Vagabond gluten-free American Pale Ale, and it's come as part of the crate I bought. Now I would read off the back of the bottle, but A, I can't be bothered. B, I haven't got me glasses. I don't know what I've done with them. They're probably behind me on the shelf behind me there, where I put the camera earlier before we had a little bit of a walk around. But I know what's in this. It's got Columbus, it's got Centennial, and it's got Amarillo. And I made some notes before. It's nice, isn't it? It looks good. I made some notes this time. It's unusual for me to do that, I know, but I thought I'd make some notes this time. So what I've got down here is Centennial. Now Centennial is a dual purpose hop, so you can use it for aroma and flavour. And it's got Amarillo, which again is dual purpose hop. You can use it for bittering, for flavour and aroma. From Centennial we get sort of pine, tangerine flavours, and from Amarillo we get sort of grapefruit and orange peel. So just to give you an idea of the sort of things I'm looking out for while I sip this beer. Now I just thought I'd make a little bit of a change today by actually reading up about what I'm going to be drinking, because I hardly ever do, fellas. I just guess to see what's in there, and I wasn't too far off of the last one, was I? There was a hop missing, and I can't remember what one it was, but I did get 2 of them. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, is it? 2 out of 3 ain't bad at all. It was Citra and Simcoe, wasn't it? But that's only because I made a Simcoe and Citra beer, so I was able to pick out the flavours. So let's see what we can get then on the aroma. Cheers, by the way. Not an awful lot on the aroma. Very light, in fact. Doesn't smell particularly hoppy. There's not very much going on there at all. I'm not getting much. Very light, sort of orangey kind of twang. You know what I mean? Twang isn't the right word, but you know what I mean. Oh, there's the hoppies. Damn. That was misleading. So, although there's nothing going on aroma wise, there certainly is on the hoppage. Damn. That was a hop hit and a half. Now, I've used Centennial in a beer sometime towards the middle-ish of last year, and I had a lager kit and I just wanted to pimp it up a bit, and I threw some Centennial in there. A big mistake was I threw too much in, so I now associate Centennial with the pine, sort of grassy tones, you know, and I'm getting a little bit of that in this. But what I'm also getting is, as the hops would suggest and lean themselves to, the sort of orangey, tangerine-y, sort of orange peel kind of thing, you know, that you would get with Amarillo and Centennial. Now, I've been criticised for my beer reviews, fellas, because I don't really go too far into detail about mouthfeel and all that kind of stuff. I'm not very good at this sort of thing, you know. I'm not a professional. I just tell you what I think, whether I like it or not. Mouthfeel. Damn, it's very, very fizzy. Now, some would say it's too fizzy, because if you leave it in your mouth for too long, it feels like it's burning your tongue. You know, when something is really, really fizzy, and the bubbles are really compact too, so they're sort of dancing on your tongue and make your tongue tingle a little bit, and it makes it feel like it's burning. But obviously, in the grand scheme of things, you don't take a sip of beer and leave it in your mouth for any prolonged period of time, so you don't feel that so much. But, you know, just to try things a little bit differently and give you a little bit more information. Definitely distinct pine, distinct, and I'm not sure I like that very much, the grassy pine kind of taste that Centennial gives you. Amarillo, see if I can pick out on the Amarillo at all. So, that's interesting. Right, so what you get initially is the Amarillo hit, then you get the pine, and then as it goes down, you get another hit of that sort of tangerine orange flavour, the citrus flavours, and then you get another sort of sharp hit of pine. If I had to be honest, I'm not sure I like this one. 4.5%. It's not a terrible beer, it's very hoppy and there's a lot going on in there, but it's not for my palate. I prefer the hops that haven't got the sort of grassy pine tones. And I know I keep saying grass and pine, but you know, grass and pine is Centennial all over. And yeah, as I say, I made the mistake of putting that into a lager. I put too much in it and all I could taste was pine. So just something for you to be aware of. Centennial is very strong. It's a very strong hop, so you only need to use very small amounts of it when you're doing your brewing. If you put too much in, you get a massive hit of pine, and it basically covers up all the other flavours. Everything else that's going on is sort of overshadowed by this really sort of bitter pine, earthy flavour, you know? Yeah, there we go again. Immediately it tastes good, smooth, and then you get the pine hit, which I don't like very much. Grass, you know, like I've been mowing the lawn. Earthy sort of. Yeah, it's not for me, sorry fellas. If I had to score this one out of 10, it's quite difficult really. 5 out of 10. It's alright, it's not horrible, pardon me, but there is an awful lot going on. If you like the kind of hops that have the pine and the grass and the earthy tones, if you like Centennial, I keep looking down here because I can never remember the name Centennial. I've got Cascade in my head, you see, because I love Cascade. Whenever I think of a sea hop, well that way, whenever I think of a sea hop, whatever way you're facing me obviously, Cascade pops into my head because Cascade I really like. However, Centennial I don't so much. By the way, on the top of every Brewdog beer, we get a little Brewdog thing. Thought I'd share that with you. And today's bottle opener, boys and girls, comes to you from Malta. There you go. And also, not only is it a bottle opener, but it's another bottle opener and a little thing for corking your wine, you know what I mean? Getting the corks out of your wine. It's quite handy really, isn't it? I don't know where I got this from. I think someone might have bought it for me. Or maybe I bought it when I was in Malta years and years and years ago, when I was in my 20s. Because me and the wife used to go abroad until I got a fear of flying. I mean, I don't even like being this tall, you know. I get vertigo and I suffer terribly with it. It's nasty. I can't look up at tall buildings because the backs of my knees go when I look up at tall buildings. I sort of have to hang on to someone. I can't do it because I feel like I'm going to fall over. It's very odd. But then I am odd. I can't do anything about that. So cheers to you, boys and girls. Hope you have a really good weekend and week. What's coming up for the rest of the week? There's loads of other videos by other viewers on YouTube. And, you know, they're probably a lot better at doing beer reviews than I am. But it's always good to see, always good to have a chat with you. It's nice to have this outlet to, you know, even if I just come on and talk rubbish for a bit, it's good to be able to do that at the end of a hard week at work. And thank you for watching, thank you for your subscriptions, and thanks to those people that have been looking out for me on Facebook, the Facebook group, and instant messaging me over the course of the last 3 to 6 months or so. Checking up on me, making sure I'm still around and that kind of thing. I am still here, but obviously I'm not brewing at the moment because I've got a backlog, and next week I'll give you a little preview of the backlog. Alright, and we'll do some little taste samples of whatever I can find in the shed, so it should be fun. So I'll see you on the next one. Ta-da!